We left Olool feeling solid. The weather had finally cleared, and after a few days of real food and rest, we were ready to move again. Packs were heavy, fresh with supplies, a few monsters for the road, but morale was high.
Good timing. I don't know. That's the biggest one I've ever seen in Scotland. Super rare.
Olool sits on the edge of Loch Broom. It is one of the last real towns on the Cape Wrath Trail. From here, everything ahead gets wilder. The next stretch would take us north through moorland, forest, and open glens, places with no markers, no shops, and barely any signal. The Cape Wrath Trail runs from Fort William to the lighthouse at the very top of Scotland, around 230 miles. Compared to the Pacific Crest Trail, which was well marked, the Cape Wrath Trail, I didn't see a single marker the entire trip. We knew once we left Olool, there was no easy way out. So we left feeling good, bellies full, knees taped, packs heavy, the sun was out, the air was warm, morale was high. But within the first climb, we realized we had made a rookie mistake. No beer. The monsters were fine, but let's be honest, nothing beats a cold one on a day like that. The trail north was decent for once, a mix of track and moor, a few wet patches, but the sun being out and drying out the bog was making everything easier to traverse. The views over the Loch Broom were stunning, and for a while, it almost felt easy. Almost.
These flies are fucking me, dude, I swear.
There's a big fish. Well, big-ish.
The River Olool cuts through the wilds of Sutherland. Famous as one of Scotland's great salmon rivers, anglers travel from all over for its clean waters and strong runs. But for us, it was simply a lifeline, a wide, steady river cutting through miles of bog and moor. Its banks gave us flat ground to camp. Its sound carried through the night like a lullaby, constant, calm, and grounding. We cooked what passed as dinner, taped our feet again, and watched the sky fade. It felt calm, too calm. We knew it wouldn't last, and cold beer was far behind us. We broke camp at first light, mist hanging low, midges already swarming, boots still damp, knees stiff but working. We climbed a bit more. It was a monster. No trail, just boulder fields and blind ridges that never seemed to end. The wind picked up as we gained height, but the views opened to something unreal. Endless peaks, black lochs scattered below, miles and nothing in every direction. Scotland at its rawest.
What's going on today?
Blister.
How did you get the blister?
Pushing too hard.
Usual?
Huh? The usual. Yeah. I felt it coming and I should have put some tape on it. Oh.
From the summit, the land twisted towards the sea, wild, untouched. It felt like stepping 1,000 years back in time. We didn't know where we'd camp that night. The maps showed nothing certain, so we kept moving, following in a line until Amsterdam appeared below us. Just a few white buildings on the road, a promise of rest. The hostel let us camp out back, which might have been a mistake once the midges found us. They were relentless. Every time we opened the door to the hostel, a few hundred midges joined us, earning us some dirty looks from the hostel crowd. We lay still, listening to the hum outside. Brutal day, but standing on Binmore made it worth it. The trail ahead would be harder, lonelier, wilder. Just how we liked it. Midgie challenge. We left Amsterdam early. Mist thick, air heavy, the plan was to push hard and to make it to Scowey by nightfall. A cheeky roadwalk helped us cut off a few miles of bog. We've never been purists. We're just hiker trash on a mission. The trail twisted through the loch and moor, steep climbs, long descents, hammered the knees. By the time we reached Scowey Bay, the light was fading and so were we. We pitched by the water, quiet, calm, perfect. A reminder of why we were out here.
So are you doing the whole trail
Yeah, we're doing
from Fort Williams?
We're nearly finished now.
Sorry. Yeah, you are close from Capegua.
Yeah.
Cool.
The next morning, we were right back at it. The coastal path rolled over hills, cliffs. The sea was always in sight. The weather turned warm, the kind of day that drains you slow. Every mile felt earned. By late afternoon, the sound of waves grew louder. The air turned salty. Sandwood Bay. The path faded behind us, the moor stretched out, the wind picked up, and then suddenly the dunes opened up and we were standing in one of the wildest beaches in Britain. The route cuts through peat hags, heather moor, and loch edges until the world just falls away and you're left with sand, sea, and sky. No roads, few people, just raw wilderness.
Let's kick off on the rocks. You good?
They call it Britain's most beautiful and remote beach, and as you're standing there, you feel it. We reached Sandwood Bay just before sunset, the sky turning gold, and after weeks of rain, bog, and punishment, this place felt unreal, like time forgot it existed. Wind straight off the Atlantic, waves crashing with ancient force. They say Vikings once landed here, dragging their boats across the sand. Others talk about shipwrecks buried beneath the beach, ghosts walking in the shoreline when the mist rolls in. You can feel that history in the air, heavy and lonely. We pitched above the tide line and watched the light drop over the Atlantic, the sea stack standing guard offshore. The sky went from fire to deep blue. The waves glowed silver. Everything went quiet. After all the miles, the pain, the struggle, this was peace, a hard-earned peace. Tomorrow is Cape Wrath, the end of it all, but standing here watching the sunset, it already felt like we had made it. The trail north from Sandwood was rough, more of a test than a path. Bog, rock, salty wind coming straight off the Atlantic. The land felt empty. The sun, which was out for 17 hours a day, was roasting us. For the first time on trail, I ran out of water. Every mile felt heavier, like the trail didn't want to let us go. Then, through the haze, we saw it, the lighthouse, Cape Wrath, a white shape on the far edges of the cliff. At first it didn't look real, just another mirage, but it was there, the end. The last climb hit hard, legs gone, knees shot, but the wind at the top was wild and alive. We stood at the lighthouse, staring out at the Atlantic, nothing beyond but water and the horizon. It wasn't joy or relief, just quiet. A stillness you can only earn the hard way. 3 years ago, Storm and I met on the Pacific Crest Trail, 2,600 miles through heat, snow, and everything in between. That trail built us. This one stripped us bare. Standing at Cape Wrath, it felt like we had closed the loop. Two friends, thousands of miles later, still standing, still chasing the edge of the map.
Well done for two.
Good job, dude. Thank you.
Done it again.
Was it really bad?
It was really bad.
It was really bad, dude.
The rain is raining up. The rain is coming outside the mountain. So the rain up and down. I don't understand.
So that, like most of our time, like we spent 5 days in like that, just trying to get through that.
Oh.
Honestly.
You didn't go to Inverino now?
Some trails leave footprints in the sand. Others carve themselves into your soul. We've walked through fire and ice, over mountains that touch clouds, along seas that feel endless. 3 years, thousands of miles, countless nights under the stars at the edge of the world. And still, here we stand, through storms, blisters, doubt. What keeps us moving? Each other. The laughter, the silence, the shared struggle. Friendship forged in miles, tested in hardship, stronger for it. And now standing at the edge of the map, we realize something. The trail never truly ends. The wind carries whispers of the path yet to come, horizons we haven't reached, stories we haven't lived. Because this right here, this is just the beginning. He's pissed.
Cool place. Glad you found it as a pirate. There's
Right.
treasure right off the bat.
Probably decent temperature, no midgies. Maybe.